Good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are in the world. I'm Aaron. I've got a few ideas about writing while you're working full time. What's going on, guys? I'm Aaron Whipple. I'm the author of upcoming The Culling Conspiracy. It's a military fiction espionage conspiracy with LGBT characters, magic, and it's set to release December 31st, 2022. Working on making that still be a thing, hitting that deadline. So if you're into the crossing of some different genres, because it's kind of a real life thing, people being into different ideas and whatnot, give this one a shot. December 31st, The Culling Conspiracy. Bamsis. If I sound a little plugged up from other videos, sinuses, weird thing, weather changing. It's a thing. Just, I'm dealing with it. It's not the Rona. Nothing to worry about. And if you stay to the end of the video, I got a bonus idea, tip, what have you, for writing full time, writing and creating while working full time, Alright, so my first idea, tip, what have you, is manage your mayhem. I am going off a written script and whatnot. Helps me stay on track. Just like with outlining while you're writing, keeps you stay on track. So you see me looking down, looking to the side, I'm referring to my notes to make sure that I keep it coherent. That being said, manage your mayhem. Properly manage your activity. If you have breaks, if you have downtime, between projects, tasks, sub jobs, take notes, scratch down ideas, do some research, especially if you work for a company where you can take a few minutes, research something real quick, especially if you have downtime, on a break. We all have the cell phones. All right, pretty much everybody has a smartphone. You have access to the internet. Get on there, research something, figure something out, find a location for your setting and your world building, what have you. Use all the time that you have available to progress your story. Now, for some of you all out there, if you follow and learn from law of attraction, proper mindset, stuff like that, you're familiar with names like Napoleon Hill, Bob Proctor, and Earl Nightingale. And Earl Nightingale himself was called the Dean of Self-Improvement. And he was quoted saying to Bob Proctor, actually, "You can't manage time. You manage your activity. Time is going to pass by. It's up to you to do what you need to do to use it properly." Essentially, if you have the time, don't fuck around with it. Now, some of these points that I'm making, it's not like I'm pointing a finger at anyone, because when you point a finger at somebody, you always have three pointing back at you. So this is more, for me to keep myself in check too, as an author, husband, father, and whatnot. Manage your activities. The time's going to go by. All right. Idea tip number 2. Regulate a routine. You're going to have to work, especially if you're not, making income specifically from your writing yet. Good luck with being creative if you don't have a roof over your head. Set time aside for your writing and creating each day. If you work a shitty job in the morning, do your actual creative work afterwards. Gary Vaynerchuk had suggested using the time from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. I know it's extensive amount of time, but the point is to set that time aside for your writing and creating and not make a bunch of shitty excuses about it. Do what you got to do with work, spend time with the family, have time set aside for being creative, doing your writing, doing that work that's actually going to advance you in what you are trying to accomplish with your goals. The most successful people out there have a routine and they stick to it because they're trying to meet their goals and they're not trying to fuck off about it. Tip number 3. Learn while you earn. And I don't mean one of those bullshit pyramid schemes or some on-the-job training that pays like shit while you're in training. You're doing your current job, just over broke, as Robert Kiyosaki puts it. In some cases, you need to learn about your character development. If you work somewhere where you're allowed to listen to whatever music or audio or other videos about writing, about creating, like this one, or someone I'm learning from, for instance, like Jenna Marisi or Meg Latour with iWriterly, or Joanna Penn with the Creative Pen. A few names thrown out there. Great ladies to learn from when it comes to the writing and creating and figuring out how to get things situated and not be using a bunch of ridiculous bad idea tropes, as Jenna Marisi puts out there, as well as great ideas to use to develop your characters and develop good habits with writing and creating and managing life as a whole. 4, not 8. Creating while you're commuting. Now, this is more for my writers, authors, and creators out there that carpool or take a bus or train or some kind of public transit for commuting to your full-time job. All right, don't be one of those shitty drivers out there. We all know them. We've all seen them. We've probably done it. That's fucking around with their phone while they're driving. You know who you are. Don't be a dick. So while you're not operating a vehicle on your way to work, you can write and build your character, your world, your plot, subplots, all that from that tiny but mighty device that I'm recording this video on, that you keep in your pocket. I'm talking about the smartphone. That device, when it first came out in 2007, it had 3 million times the computing power of the IBM that put us on the moon. There's no reason why you can't use it to your advantage in your creation. All right, you can use it, to write with. That is the point. You can download, apps like Google Docs, Apple's comparison. Hell, you can download Microsoft Word on there, so you already have it formatted for Word. When you're going to upload your manuscript to, Amazon Kindle or Barnes & Noble, pick your poison of self-publishing platform if that's the route that you're going to go. And a lot of queries, I'm learning, needed in Microsoft Word format too. You can do all that from your smartphone. So do it. Manage that activity. Chances are for a lot of you're already using your thumbs to type away text messages or emails, going here, going there, that friend, whatever the case may be. Put in your earbuds and get to typing on your phone. I've got an Android, so I use Google Docs, but like I said, you have Google Docs, you have whatever Apple has out there, you have Microsoft Word, you have options. Use them. If any of these ideas are helpful to figuring out the best ways to use your time while you have to be working full time, please give me a like and subscribe. There's going to be more videos coming. It's kind of a hiatus between them. Like I said, working full time. And if you are a fan of military espionage, conspiracy fiction with some a few LGBT characters and magic and some other stuff thrown into the mix. The Killing Conspiracy is available for pre-order on Amazon. Aha, so you are still here. Well, you are fucking awesome. My fifth and final idea, bonus tip for writing, creating while you're working full time is something in the military we call BAMCIS. BAMCIS. And you've heard me say BAMCIS from the first video on this channel, and it applies to planning anything. It's the 6 true bleeding steps, what we use it in the military, but you can make it work in so many facets. It stands for begin to plan. It's a good thing for your pantser riders out there. Arrange for reconnaissance, make reconnaissance, complete the plan, issue the order, and supervise. I'm going to go through and, from my perspective, put it into how you can use it for writing. B, begin the plan. I encourage against pantsing with your writing. I used to be a pantser myself, but I'd lose direction very quickly where my writing was going. Anything that typically has value or creates value and is going to add or gain traction or get views, subscribers, customers, it comes from planning. All right. Just ask the millionaires and billionaires out there. They've planned to get there. All right. A, arrange for reconnaissance. Find your references and your sources. Comprehend where your most valid trusted info is going to come from. All right. M, make the reconnaissance. Do the research using those sources, getting the information from those people, so on and so forth. If something seems off or untruthful, verify it. Absolutely verify it. You don't want your writing to seem so outlandish, especially if it's, based on something that's you're trying to have as a factual element, but it's completely off. So verify it if it's going to be a necessary thing in your writing. Military life specifically is absolutely full of what the fucks. You might not believe it, but it's completely factual. There's a lot of crazy shit that happens in the military. All right, complete the plan. So outline your novel or your book. Fiction, nonfiction, doesn't matter. Outline it. All right, finish or continue your character, your plot, your subplot, etc. Complete the outline, making your characters, especially in your plot, as multi-dimensional and realistic as possible. I may issue the order. In this case, write the damn book. Get after it. Craft your literary masterpiece. Get it done. All right, S, and be supervised. So here, keep yourself accountable. If your daily target is an entire chapter, X number of words, have the discipline. You cultivate the discipline within yourself. Give yourself an order and execute it. Okay? Have the discipline to do it. Many people let their dreams die because they lack the discipline and the planning, quite frankly, to get it done. Which, like I said, not pointing fingers because you got 3 pointing back at you. I've done it too. I still do it. That's why 10 years after the Corps, I have a serious lack of discipline and a spare tire. Shitty decisions. Stop making them. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. It does help my videos get more position and out there to other aspiring authors. It does help me, get it out there on the YouTube algorithm. So I appreciate every like, share, and subscribe. If you know somebody that is even thinking about writing, refer them over to my videos here on YouTube and go create that fucking awesomeness. Appreciate you.